Good morning, everyone. My name is Skylar Mackey, and I'm going to talk to you today about my most recent experience with my last cyclocross season and how it was the one that I learned the most from and grew the most through, but it was also the biggest failure of my entire career. As the season started, I start training in February for when the season kicks off mid-September. All that went normal based on what my coach was telling me, based on my numbers. It was all projected to be my best season ever. Like, my numbers were high, training was good, it was solid, looked good. Started off traveling, went normal up to the day before the very first race, which that coincidentally, that first race of the year is one of the biggest ones of the season. It's a World Cup event, so all the European professionals come over to the United States in the race. It's probably my hardest race besides nationals. Started off like normal. My director comes up though and looks at me and goes, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Maybe a little nervous, and that's what I chalked it up to. And he's like, "Okay, whatever." Start off the next day, race kicks off, one of my best starts ever. I'm leading the race with Europeans. I was shocked at myself and realizing, man, I don't know how I'm up here, but I am. So it went normal till about halfway through, and I hit an imaginary wall. My legs just decided to go, "Yeah, no, we're done for the day. Sorry." And I went from leading the race, being a part of the front group, to being pulled with 2 laps to go, somewhere around 25th or 28th. Don't know, it didn't matter. It's not where I need to be, it's not where I've trained to be. After that, went back to the tent, director came up and goes, "It's fine, it's first race jitters. Happens. It's happened before." Thought nothing of it. Next race was on that Sunday. Same thing happened again. Front group, all the way back, getting pulled. Thought something might be wrong. Maybe it's just the first weekend jitters, because that's happened early on in my career. Well, my next race was in Boulder, Colorado in 2 weeks. So went over with that, actually traveled with my dad. He's the one who got me into cycling and did all the traveling when I was younger. And being able to go with him again, he hadn't traveled with me in a couple of years. It was good, it was fun. Everything, same thing, went like normal until that halfway point, roughly. And hit a wall again, and I knew something was wrong. I went back to the car, my dad came up, and I have to paraphrase a little bit because he did use some harsher language, but he said, in a sense, he said, "I don't care what Bill says," who's my director, "you're done this year. Something's not right with you. Something's wrong mentally. I know your training's there, but something's wrong with you. You got to figure this out. But you're done. There's no reason to waste everyone's money and time and your time to do this." And I agreed with him. And that I slept on it, but that next day I had to make the decision to end my season right then and there, 2 races in to a 5-month season. I had to call my director, my coach, my main sponsors, and tell them I was done. Most of the time when a rider does that, that's a career-ending move. And usually the sponsors go, "No, we respect that, but we're done. We're not going to support you anymore. I'm sorry, we just can't put the money in for someone to quit." Which, as I've always seen, it's understandable. That was my main fear, but thankfully that didn't happen. They were all very supportive, surprisingly. They all like, no, it's fine. We understand. You have a lot going on, and you decide to go back to school. That's super important, and we understand. Take this year, and we'll come back, and we'll hit it even better next year, because we know you're capable of it. You've done it in the past. Just take this year. And that was a big weight that kind of was lifted off my chest, and it really taught a lot about myself. I realized by looking at what I was doing that I was doing a lot of stuff wrong in reality. My diet wasn't right, my sleep wasn't right, my training, I wasn't doing everything I could to be the best that I possibly could. So I decided to make that change. I Bed by 9, up by 5 every day. Diet 95% of the time. Got to leave a little bit in for some guilty pleasure eating. Really be more open and communicative with my sponsors, my coach, and the people that follow and support me, and tell them what's going on mentally, physically, just everything, something to be more accountable. And that's what really that failure taught me. I mean, it was just something interesting that I'd never really experienced before. I mean, there's been failures in races, but nothing of that gratitude where it was a whole season ending. And I hope that me being able to talk about this today might tell you guys, if any of you experienced a failure like that, that's okay, because that's what makes us learn and grow as humans. We don't learn a thing unless we fail at some point, and recognizing that and what you can do to fix it is what really can change your life. Thank you.